book project. I won't bore you with the details. It was just I ended up finding the right writer, and he just happened to be French, and it just happened to be published by Glenard, this big French publisher. So I didn't care. They do a lovely job.
All the elements started to work out.
Yeah. So so that was I've lost my thread now.
That happens sometimes when we go on these long journeys.
I was about to start another project with the same writer because we got on really well, and for various reasons it just didn't work out, and I ended up sort of just leaving the project. And sort of going, right, okay, I've got nothing to do now. For the first day, that was brilliant. It was nothing, I've got nothing to do. This is brilliant. What could I do? And I think like all of us creatives, we can't just not do anything.
No.
So I needed to find a project fast. And I can't, because I don't write, I can't conjure up a project instantly because it's got to be written first. And I don't want to go, I didn't want to go to, like Marvel or DC and say, go any work, it just sounded a bit,
It's a really hard thing for a creative when you do a thing, but you've got to wait for someone else.
Yeah.
You've got to wait for someone else to ignite something first.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's, again, going back to the importance of having the other creative outlets that you can do, the different artwork, the music. But how are you dealing with that then? The waiting, is it in searching?
What I did, which is funny because I had a project in mind. When I was life drawing, I published just Vanity Publishing. I did a collection of my life drawings as a book, just published 200 copies and, enough for anyone that was interested sort of thing. But, it's just nice myself to have a nice book of that sort of stuff. So I thought at the time it would be nice to do a follow-up, but not life drawing, just the sort of sat primarily in coffee shops, just drawing live. So a bit more, I suppose, for want of a better word, guerrilla drawing. Because obviously with life drawing, the models are where you're drawing them and vice versa. It's a very controlled environment. If you're sat in a cafe or whatever, it's not such a controlled environment. So it's a slightly different way of working. So I thought that would be a good thing. And of course, that's something I could start straight away. As soon as I'd walked off of this project, I didn't have to wait for that. So I looked